So over the past few days, I've been scouring the internet just for some information about Grounded in 2022 to bring to you guys. And I ran across this article in Game Rant, and it was written by Joshua Duckworth 3 days ago. So let's go ahead and see what he says about Grounded. So as I come to the article and we scroll down just a little bit more, and the first thing that caught my eye when I scrolled down was right here, and it says it right here. First, Grounded is expected to have full release in 2022, leaving its game preview in early access state. So what does that mean for those of us that have the game and those who do not? So as they have mentioned multiple times in their live streams on Wednesday, Obsidian has said, buy the game now for $30. Even if you don't play it, it's yours for $30. As soon as it leaves the game preview early access state, the price is going to go up. And lately, games that have been releasing have been $50 to $60. So you could save half the price if you get the game in early access state. And as we know, termites are coming in the end of January with the next update, as well as some generalized quality of life and inventory management features. Things that are not currently being worked on, but are planned for future updates is Act 1 of Grounded's story and eventually the full complete story. Other things are improvements to graphic options. They are constantly working on that. A storage management, which is different from inventory management, birds and other interactions, and additional crafting stations, burgle quests, and weapons. Another thing that has been talked about is the Ant Queen and Ant Pheromone Control. We can only contemplate on what ant pheromone control will be doing. Will it only be controlling ants, or can we control other creatures with it? I'm just thinking, because it is ant pheromone, only ants. Insect pet enhancements and higher tier armor, weapons, and tools. The one thing I have about the weapons and tools is I hope they do something other than the standard medieval weapons. I would like to see something more than just swords, daggers, spears, and maces. We were talking about this on a live stream yesterday. It would be nice to see like a battle axe come into the game or something like that, something different. I want more variety of weapons. Also talked about here is for future goals and considerations, a ton of new base blueprints, which means more options of building items, things that we could build our bases with, more control and options and settings, additional crafting materials in the backyard. Here's a backyard changing events, such as the event of turning off the gas. There's probably going to be more types of backyard changing events, because now that we turned off the gas, you'll see the infection spreading to other places. Weather and other creatures, insect, and environments. So after reading that article, I went over to the Grounded feature board and I scrolled down below the Hot and Hazy update. And right here, this was written a couple months ago. This is verifying what that article was written on. But right here, as they say, coming soon, which is in progress, which is the new termites that are coming out at the end of January, additional quality of life improvements, and inventory management improvements. Inventory management improvements are the inventory that you're carrying, from what I understand. That's different from a storage management. Again, confirming the planned updates of what the game is going to bring to us. The finishing of Act 1 in the story, which means if they're doing an Act 1, is there going to be more acts? Are they going to drop future DLC content if they're going to complete the storyline in the game by the end of this year? Graphic option improvements. A full complete story, or a full completable story. So is that just going to be Act 1, or is there going to be a lot more to it? Just something I'm thinking about as I'm seeing these types of updates. Right here, additional crafting stations, which he talked about, additional burgle type quest, and additional weapon types. So this is the types is the one that's key for me. Again, I want to see something other than swords, spears, clubs, and daggers. I want to see something else. Something, they need to bring us something else for weapons. And also when they do this, the problem is when they make a new higher tier weapon, it becomes the meta weapon and everything else is pretty much insignificant after that. I don't want to see that, but that's just me. Other things is storage management improvements. Like I said before, Storage management is different than inventory management. Inventory is what you're carrying. Storage is what you're storing at your base. The ant pheromone control, being able to control the ants. Yeah. New creature, the ant queen, which is going to be a boss, of course. Higher tier armor, tools, and weapons. Okay. I mean, it's going to be the same for the tools. You're going to have the axe. You're going to have the hammer. What other, in a wrench that is rarely ever used? So I don't know what else higher tier tools will do besides get different types of resources, but there's still going to be the axe, hammer type tools. And again, I won't go back into weapons. Insect pet enhancements. I don't do pets right now because I find them pointless. I know a lot of people like to use them, but I just find it tedious and annoying. So I don't do the pets as of yet. Right here, bird improvement. So the crow, they're going to improve the crow and what it does with additional interactions with the crow. Have to wait and see what that's about. And for the future of the game, additional backyard environments. Of course, every time they do an update, they change the location that they're working on. As we saw with the hot and hazy update, they added the trash pile. They updated the sandbox. They've updated the picnic table. And with that, just be careful of where you're building things, because if the portion of the yard doesn't seem to have been touched in a while, if it isn't in the core area, be careful of building super bases, because they may change the environment in that location, which will destroy your base. Again, don't build outside the construction tape, and I would not even consider building near the construction tape, as that area, it will probably change too. And also the other side of the yard, the flooded area by the picnic table, that hasn't been touched in a long time. I know they removed a couple of things out of there with the hot and hazy update. So that's another area that I would be very cautious about building in as of right now. Again, we're going to get more additional creatures and insects. Hopefully they do something other than ant style creatures and spiders. Weather would be really cool in the game, having rain, snow, something keep it interesting. More backyard changing events, again, as I talked about with the turning off the gas and the spreading of the infection. This might be something that we're going to be dealing with in future updates. Additional crafting materials, base blueprints. Here's the key: powered buildings. So I know at the beginning of the game, when we talked to Burgle for the very first time, he's talking about he needs to recharge the batteries in the Oak Tree lab in order to fix things. So are we going to start seeing power from batteries, solar power, some sort of energy power that will be able to light buildings other than torches, and maybe have automated stuff going on? With being able to have power, are we going to see something else with weapons? Just me thinking, but powered buildings. Some other additions are going to be more control over world options and settings. Base blueprints, more defenses for your base. So if you're going to have more defenses, that means maybe there's going to be something that attacks our bases. Currently the spike strips are useless. They break so easy, and I mean, there's really no sense in putting them down unless you're building directly on the ground and something's constantly trying to get the food out of your base. Again, just my thoughts. Base blueprints, framework for player generated gameplay. Not really sure what that really means right there. So I won't even hit on that, on what I think that might mean. Here we go for base blueprints, higher tier structures. All right, so that's with new building mats. You know, last time we got the mushroom bricks. I would really wish that we had more color choices for the mushroom brick building, instead of having just an all white structure. If that's all you're using, I'd like to see different colors come out. I mean, we've got the toadstools, which are the red ones. We got the actual mushrooms, which are brown. Just give us some other options for colors. Base blueprints, additional decorations. Of course, as we get the new bugs, we're going to get the new bug head mantles and the stuffed bugs. Maybe they'll give us something else as well. Other future considerations that they are looking into, but definitely not in the plans as of yet, are dedicated servers. And that would be nice, because as of right now, and there is that huge multiplayer issue that is going on. If you go over to the forums and different areas, that's the main topic as of right now, is just the issues with hosting a multiplayer game. But with dedicated servers, that would mean you don't have to wait for your friend to start the game up to continue on building what you guys are building. If there's dedicated servers out there, stuff that you do will be there no matter when you go in and play. So currently the person dedicating the server, all that stuff is saved on his game. That means with the dedicated servers, you build, you leave, your friend can come in, continue building and work on whatever they're working on. And it's saving there. It's there for you to just continue to play whenever you want. Your friends don't have to wait for you to play, and you don't have to wait for your friends to play. So this is what the future of Grounded is. Again, a big thing that it's planned to be completed in 2022 this year. This is all hearsay and kind of going off of the story in the Obsidian Grounded feature board. So down in the comments, go ahead and let me know what you think. And as always, you guys have a great time out there exploring the backyard. And I am Magic Flying Potato, and I am out.